More or less something that's trending right now, which has to do with Naira abuse. In case you don't know, two very important people, or will I say, personalities, have been involved in this, and that is them spraying money. One of them is Bob Risky,
Very
who don't
important.
even know where he is right now. If he's in Kirikiri or Ikoyi, he's sharp between those two places. You'll find him there. And Obi Cubana, who has been granted. Sorry, Cubana Chief Priest, I beg your pardon.
Before we Cubana send
Come on,
boys,
Vex, I'm telling you.
what are you saying? You want them to see me now?
Anyway, to talk about that, we have a special guest in our midst.
Very special guest.
Yes, right. He's a friend of the house, but every time we see him, we love to celebrate him because he's doing things that I'm like,
And
my God.
And in money long too. Not forever money.
Forever. He's forever as money. When you see him, bill him.
Amen. Bill him.
We've told you that.
No
Tell him.
fear.
Exactly. All right. Forever joins us this morning at Breakfast in the City. Good morning to you, Forever. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here. So that's the reason people don't see me.
Why what?
Because you told them when they see me, they should be. So I'm always hiding.
He said Billie Jean.
Okay. How have you been though? I mean, with this new fear of people spray money, because you're a comedian, I know you know how these things happen at events. I've experienced it before, where a comedian is performing and he's doing an amazing job, and someone wants to appreciate him, and the person just starts, throwing money at this person on stage.
Especially in places like Warri, I know say some men they will just want to stone you the money, and
even at events generally, it might not even be a comedy show. How are you how are you coping right now with that fear?
I think I'm one of the few comedians who don't like that.
Oh, you don't like it?
Yeah.
Why don't you like it?
Because it distracts the comedian. When the comedian is telling a joke, there's a picture in the head of the comedian when he's saying those jokes. So when you throw that money to him, if you notice, almost every time the comedian stops that joke
and starts
talking about the person that is spraying him.
True.
99% of the time, the comedian does not go back to the joke he was saying.
True, and sometimes they forget.
And they just move on, and then they stop performing jokes from that point. They start calling on others to come and spray their money. So the guy who started out telling a joke ends up being a beggar. That's one. Then number two, anybody who throws money at the comedian on stage, he's not really appreciating the comedian. He is massaging his own ego. You can actually call the comedian off stage, say, you did a great job, take this. But he wants people to see
that he's doing
that
it.
The one that did it, because he knows that the comedian will most likely hail him. So if you notice, when you come to my comedy specials, you never see those kind of people at my show, because they don't even spray money at my shows. So imagine me now, I took a whole year to write a set of material that I'm rehearsing, that I want to get on TV, and I'm halfway into the performance, one guy throws money. You have destroyed my whole recording. You destroyed the recording. Forget how much you want to throw to me. You have destroyed the whole recording that took me 2 years to prepare for, because you want to spray me 100k or 200k. So the idea is, for me, it's not an issue. I'm even happy about it.
Wow.
I'm happy about it because it brings... I think it's actually disrespectful to the comedian. There was one incident where I went to do a show in Oka. I was performing, and one guy was spraying money on him, was spraying money. And after the show, I packed the money and gave it to the guy who wants the show. And I was angry. I said, do you know who Agudai is? If you want to put Agudai on par with what comedians... Agudai is like a Chris Rock.
Yes.
So when you see somebody like Agudai, you should honor him. Not one boy that we don't know where you came from. Aguda started doing comedy. When Aguda started doing comedy, I was in primary school. And I've been doing comedy for 17 years now. And I was in primary school when Aguda started. Then one guy, one small boy, son, because he touched money, we don't even know where the money came from. Whether it's through legal means, illegal means, you are throwing money in legend. So that man, I will not bend down and pick money. No, now. So that's my... I'm one of the few comedians who are happy about it.
So have you shared this perspective with your fellow comedians?
Of course,
what's their reaction?
They know my point. So for many of them, some of them don't see any issue with it spraying them money. For me, because I'm a disciple of stand-up comedy, I see everything wrong with it. If you want to appreciate somebody, even Trevor said it one time that he did a show that a Nigerian was in the audience, and the guy met him after the show saying, man, as he shook his hand, he gave him money. He was like, what for? They say, I enjoyed you, you were very good. He said, but you paid for the ticket. Yes, in Nigeria, will dash people money when they impress us.
Oh wow.
Which is the proper way to go? Imagine somebody else there. I go, Trevor, you too much. Trevor was like, what's up?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand this because I was at a show where the stalker came to perform, and you know, he was telling a joke. He actually forgot that joke. His time was
go
up.
back.
He kept picking money till his time was done. So, I mean, I can understand that because it disrupts the art of it. You know, I was waiting to laugh because I knew it was going to be a good joke while he was, you know, trying to start, but I didn't understand anything again after that. He didn't complete that statement.
The joke will only be funny to those that have money to throw.
Yeah.
Okay, so in a situation where, because I don't know if this thing happens, but you have to clarify. When I see when maybe a big comedian's having a show and we have an array of comedians come on stage, do you guys get paid for that performance? Or you guys support?
Yes. Before, it was we are giving you a platform.
Okay, but
after
now
a while, some guys revolted and
so it has changed now. No, I'm asking this because one might say it's easy for you to say that you are going to take this or take this. You're not going to allow people to spray you money when you're performing because maybe you've sold tickets already and somebody's going to make money from this performance that you're on stage. In a situation whereby you said you're giving an artist or a comedian a platform.
Yeah.
And the guy's not going to be paid. The guy just literally came to just support you. He spent his money all the way for wherever the person's coming from. So the person might feel like this is my own way of at least getting something from this show.
And so you don't beg people. So the idea is don't beg people. So there was a time, I think like 2 years ago, it was rampant. Every show comedians would get on stage. The comedian is doing well. It got to the point that when the comedian is performing well and people don't spread their money, they feel they didn't do well. It got so bad.
Sometimes they had to call out for it. Like, why is nobody spraying me?
Spray not the flow here.
I've seen that happen.
Now where do you come? Which one be spraying? Are you the groom? Which one be spraying not the flow here? Good performance, but because nobody has given it. So there was a show I went to in Jos. Let me tell you why this thing is on the ego of the person spraying the money. So about 3 comedians came on stage before me and they were doing very well. People just come, throw money, draw. So when it got to my turn, I was performing and one lady was coming to spray money. And I told her, don't throw the money. If you throw it, I won't bend down to pick it. So she gave it to me on stage. Do you know nobody came out again? And I had one of the best performances at that show. So it was not really about because they wanted to give money. It was because they wanted to massage their ego. See, I threw. And I would not bend down to pick it. Because I have my own. Because if I bend down to pick it, to me, I'm bowing to you. That's how I see it. So because you could have given that money to my hand, but you want me to worship you, say, bro, and I made the wrong things here. So that's how I see it.
Actually, I'm kind of curious, right? Because in Nigeria, there's like the 3 arm of entertainment. There is movies, there is music, there is comedy.
Yeah.
So I have an idea how much actors earn. And for musicians, I have an idea, but comedians, I don't know. What is the paycheck? Like an ideal paycheck for a comedian? Or you can't price them or
no, so there's no ideal paycheck for a comedian. It's just like you are the one who knows the value, the worth of your value. And I dare to say no comedian actually knows the actual value. Almost every comedian is underpriced.
Oh wow.
They feel that if you see a comedian charging, let's say 2 million, that guy believes that is worth 2 million. But if any day a comedian believes that he's worth 2 million, that means he's worth like 5 million.
So do you think how do I frame this question right now? So do you think that sometimes people don't upgrade their pay for the fear that like when you upgrade your pay, people won't come for you again?
Of course. For
instance, there's a Burna Boy that you remember the story that he was turned down. He was given I think almost $1 billion Naira to perform in Warri, and he turned it down. He said he worth way more than that.
So of course there are people like that in comedy. In fact, there are numerous comedians like that too. Sometimes it's scary where let's say now you are a very good comedian, and you've put these 2 guys. Because every comedian knows those comedians that are on the same level with them. Now I know the comedians are on the same level with me. So let's say now you know your level. Let's say you're on level B, and you've put these 2 guys, both of them on level B with you. So you expect them to be charging close to what you charge. And then somebody calls you for an event, and you call a certain fee, and then the person says that This your guy is charging almost half that price.
Yeah.
First of all, you are now at a crossroad. Should I reduce my price or should I stick to it?
Yes or no?
So, according to one of my friends, you are the only one that knows your financial emotions. So, I the one that know what you are going through at that time.
I like that statement. Financial
Your
emotions.
financial emotions.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah.
So, it's a battle. So, most times, it's advisable that you stand your ground because the prices, like Alibaba will say, they will always go around.
Oh.
And if you charge this person a particular fee and charge this person a lesser fee, this guy, no matter how good you were at his event, that he was happy, you will not feel like you cheated him. So it's a personal thing. So these days, I know guys are my level that charge lower than me, but I don't reduce my price because of them.
You're forever.
Okay, let's talk about something interesting that that's been happening in recent times. I didn't really see it happen years ago in industry, but somehow we've seen a little bit of a few comedians, calling some people out and saying, "Okay, this person did this and did that." Would you say there's a blacklisting in the comedy industry in Nigeria?
I don't think I got the blacklisting part way, but calling out in what way?
No, maybe you say, of course, good example, Basket Mouth. I'm sorry, AY calling Basket Mouth, saying, years ago, 30K and all of that. Something, I'm just giving as an example. The Stalker 2 was talking about him being cancelled at some point because, someone called him and said, who you offend? Did you offend this person and all that? So I'm just asking, is there blacklisting happening in comedy industry right now?
I think blacklisting happens everywhere. But I cannot speak for those people because the honest truth is, the only reason why I agree there was a 30K issue between AY and Basketman is because Basketman corroborated the story when he went to do an interview.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's all we can say about that. All right. So, but I don't think it's a calling out. Calling out is when you are saying this person did this. I think AY was just addressing an issue that. Because everybody knew they were close at a point, so what happened? AY said he feels that because of 30K, that's what caused it. Basketman had to address it. So both of them were speaking from different perspectives, but definitely that was not the calling. That was like trying to address the issue of why you guys no longer as close as you used to be. For the Stalker, I can't speak for him because now we only heard from his part. So it's up to him. When you say somebody say who did you offend, so my question is, because from that story he was like one company wanted to work with.
Yes.
If you are saying who did you offend, that the person that you are claiming to offend is not the owner of the company. So if that company wants to help you, they will help you. So for example, now she's the owner of a company and he's trying to get you for an event, and then they're asking you who did you offend. If he really wants to help you,
you go for.
He will help you.
Yeah, but what is in this case? It looks like it was a case of a referral, because if we go back to AY's story, it looked like that. Okay, I know if we go this event, right? Let someone that I know come through to do it, something like that.
For the Stalker, I don't think it was a referral thing. To be very honest, that the Stalker's part, I think what I saw was that he was claiming that somebody was blocking the way for him.
Yeah.
To me, to date, I still don't accept that story, because from my perspective, it's just like, for example, I want to do something with CTFM, and Madam Dodger is there that will approve it. Somebody that does not work with CTFM will now block it. Not be that person gets CTFM now.
I see the point.
Are you getting the point now? So if the only way it will not work is if the MD of CTFM refuses to do it for me. It's not that person that does not own a share here, that does not own anything here, he can't block it.
Can the person influence the person's decision?
Even if he influences the person's decision, ultimately it's still the MD of this place that did not do it.
Yes, that will make the final decision. Wow.
So that's how I see it. So it's a case of you just want to talk with their mind, not another thing.
So what are you working on? Are we looking at a stand-up comedy from you, or movie? Because right now everybody's doing everything: movie, music, comedy, everything, mix and join to skits.
No. There are certain things that don't work. I don't think comedy and music works because they are too diverse. So if you check it, everybody who has done comedy and music won't suffer eventually. one will eventually suffer. But comedy music, comedy and movies are more like the same because you need like an acting skill to express your jokes when you're on stage. You're performing all of those
things. That's true.
So it's like an easy transition. So of course, yes, we're looking for movie roles. So
is there a movie you cannot take?
Yeah, that movie roles I would not that I cannot take, that I would not like to take.
Yeah, all right.
Can you name them?
No.
Say it now so the director go here. You never call you before time.
Even if the money is good.
No. So that's the thing. Money should not be your reason for doing anything.
Okay.
And now this statement, somebody will listen to this and think, because forever has money. No, this has always been my mantra right from time. Money cannot be my inspiration. Because if money is your inspiration, you will do anything
for money. That is true.
But
I believe that.
Like I keep saying, when you see the guys who plant their feet on a particular adventure, in the beginning they look foolish, but in the end, they will start earning from that stuff. The woman who sells corn on the road, today she's selling corn, tomorrow she's roasting yam, following she's selling orange and barley.
Yeah,
it's not because she cannot trade, it's because she's after money. She does not want to do one thing that will grow. So when you see those guys who do rituals, it's not because they hate suffering, it's because money is their direction. So anything to do money, to get money, to get money, to get money. So it's not because of money that will accept the role. There are certain roles I will not play, no matter what.
Okay, since we're talking about movies and all of that, we've seen that some entertainers, actors have really been falling sick recently. Some have even passed on, and of course for some of them they're even seeking crowdfunding and all that. What's your take on entertainers getting access to healthcare?
So to be very honest, I think we're in a country that is not structured. Right, so I know that in Canada, for example, there are grants that are given to entertainers. It's in the annual budget for every province. There are grants that you can access as an entertainer, musician, actors, and all of that. And to be very honest, I think Nigeria has gotten to the point we have quite a number of. Our number is our strength. So from one movie, somebody can make $1 billion.
Yeah, Funke showed that was possible.
One movie, just one movie.
A tribe called Judah.
So there should be some form of structure where, whether you like it or not everybody is going to earn the big bucks. Not everybody is going to do that. And sometimes when these kind of things happen, for example, the most recent one, which was quite very sad, for example, Mr. John Okafor, Mr. Ibu, where he was sourcing for funds, and you start hearing comments like, "What the money when you make when you see." Hey, God Almighty, life is not like that, though. In one action can take away all of your savings. One. So don't think that people are not saving. For example, nobody expected COVID, but when COVID came, even the rich, they saw their account. It got to a point, the only thing in my account was my account name. There was no money inside. I'm not joking. In that year, all the money I had, and I said, forever doing investment. I did 3 different the three crashed. The 3 of them. So if somebody sees me 1 year later, now God forbid they buy it, and I say, bro, help me with like 1K. If that person says that I'm not serious with my life, it's going to be very painful, because it was because I was serious with my life, which was why I wanted to secure the future by investing in 3 different businesses that the 3 crashed. So when you see celebrities, public figures, popular faces who are going through a hard time seeking for help, don't be the person that will now say the stupid word. If you can help. If you cannot help, keep quiet. Because you don't know what made that person get to the fine. There are people who have lived a notorious life, squandering everything.
I was going to get to that, because I know
people like that.
Some of them, yeah.
But there are many others who did everything right.
Life just happened.
Exactly, that's the word. Life just happened to them. So if you can help.
But what about the relationships that they were able? You know what they say, like make hay or at the peak of your life, at the peak of your career, have strategic relationships that can always come around for you? Is it that those relationships were fake, or I don't know, they're just not leveraging on that?
Let me tell you something. Anyway, they are human beings. Just don't expect the best from human beings.
Sorry.
Give your best, do the best you can do for human beings, but don't expect anything from them. So when they do for you, it's no longer like I deserve it. Take it that thank you, you tried. Because I know somebody, he lost his job very close to me, so I have all the details. He lost his job in 1995, and his friends kept promising him, we'll set you up this year, this 1 year, 2024.
Wow.
The setup never happened. 1995. So
till now,
the man is still struggling. Like every time I say, I found out, sir. What? So my friends are promising that they will find something for me. Next year will make it 30 years.
Are they all sorry, I was always say, are they still alive?
Many of them are still alive, doing well. And this guy had money. He was well placed.
And it was helping too.
He was helping.
Wow.
So, see, you can't, human beings are human beings. So when the Bible said the heart of man is desperately wicked, see, only God knows what you see. When they know, wow,
these people were great.
For God to call his name, my God. These guys are wicked.
All right.
He knows what he made.
We must say a big thank you to you forever for coming through, and we're hoping we'll have this conversation some other time.
Yeah.
Probably soonest, so we can talk more. There's a lot of questions I love to ask, but of course, due to a time constraint, we can't do that today.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.